Hello now everybody, welcome back for some more Super Auto Pets, but as you might have noticed in the title of the video, I have some very exciting news to share about Super Auto Pets. So, unfortunately, I can't disclose who it was, but I got some messages on Discord. I've been messaging some people from the Super Auto Pets Discord. Just some interesting findings have been made. And as you saw in the title, there's going to be, well, expansion pack number 3. I don't know if they're going to call it expansion pack number 3 in the code. It is labeled as expansion pack number 3. And it seems to be some sort of collab with Minecraft, which is not something that I was necessarily expecting at all. Not expected whatsoever. So we're going to go through, I have a few screenshots here. Unfortunately, the person who sent me these could only send me a few. I will not say their name once again because I don't want them to get in trouble. But let's look at this right here. So starting off with the tier 1s, we have, what is it? Square B. Once again, I'm not playing this on my computer. These are screenshots that were sent to me, okay? Square B, it's a 1-2 tier 1. On sell, give one random friend honey. So this is interesting. This is definitely like an early game unit because you don't want to use this late game. If you use this late game, it's going to end up replacing some of your valuable equipment on some other animals. Like for example, if you got animals with garlic armor or whatever, it could end up being a problem because you'll replace the garlic or melon armor. Instead, what this gives you early on is an opportunity to get cheaper honey on the, with the condition that it's completely random. And you know what else I just thought of? With the fact that we have custom packs now, this allows you to access honey in such a way without taking up one of your food slots. So, with the custom packs that we have now, you might want to bring, I don't know, like a peach and an apple or a cookie even. So having the square B here actually just allows you access to honey without necessarily forfeiting one of your food slots, and I think that's kind of neat. I don't know about the level 3, give 3 random friends honey. That seems kind of insane. Insane not in a good way. I'm just kind of like, when would you ever use that? I don't know. But it seems kind of fun. It's a good, like, buy early game, sell later, and hopefully whatever the honey bee lands on is good, and then you kind of have a little bit of a, if you're running like a badger, for example, you just kind of run it the first few turns. It doesn't have great stats, unfortunately, at all. But if it lands on a badger, then you're gonna feel pretty good. So 1-2 though, it's pretty bad. I'm thinking that they're gonna need to buff that because it just doesn't seem to do as much. But I don't think there's any other animal that just gives equipment like this randomly. So pretty unique in that regard. Anyway, going down to the cave spider. That's a 1-1 tier 1. Okay. Level 1 on Faint, poison 1 enemy. So I actually did ask, this is the first image I got, and I actually asked what the poison thing is. And all it is, apparently, is it's a status effect that when it's on an enemy, every single time that an attack occurs, there's actually a mechanic that you'll see later on that has this as well. Every single time an attack occurs, or right before it, the enemy that is poisoned, or the pet that is poisoned, will actually take 1 damage. As far as how good this is, I don't know. This seems a little difficult to run, mostly because of things like blowfish, but it does replace equipment, which is really nice. I don't know how much you need this when you're on tier 1, but it is nice to know that at least you have a way of replacing equipment relatively cheap. If you're running something like chicken, you could just slot this in, and as your final tier 1, maybe it'll have like 8-8, and you can feel pretty good about it because you know that once it explodes, it's going to start hurting things. Hopefully it doesn't land on something like a camel or whatever, but I mean, who runs camel? It's fine. Anyway. Hen. Why hen? I guess they didn't want to name a chicken because there's already a chicken. I was just speaking about the chicken. 2-2 tier 1. On sell. Give a random friend +1 attack. Okay, so it's like a beaver, but for attack, and like maybe worse. Once again, it has well, it has the same stats as a beaver, so I don't know if this is actually that good at all. Again, I don't know. The best of these units thus far is the cave spider. I don't know about this one. I don't know about the hen, but I guess we'll have to see. It could be a thing where, you know, you take this, you take hens, you get them to level 2, then you're on turn 3, you get your shop to tier 2, you level up your hen to level 2, then you buy, maybe you get something like a blowfish, right? And then you just sell the hen, and then you have a pretty beefy blowfish that has some decent attack, actually. I don't know how this does. Blowfish is tier 3, right? I'm not going crazy. Let me check that really quick. Blowfish is tier 3, that's correct. Ooh, knowledge. Anyway, going on to the next one, silverfish, 1-4. Very good stats. That's actually almost the same as the cockroach. Well, that is the exact same stats as the cockroach. On hurt, gain garlic and set attack to 1 once per turn. And then level 2, gain garlic. Yeah, okay. So there's a unit that gains garlic when it is hurt and sets attack. It lowers its attack, kind of the same way. That's the exact same as what the cockroach does, except the cockroach can actually it actually goes into well, you know what? This actually, it depends on if it does it in battle or not, right? Like, if it just gains garlic and sets attack to 1, and then you exit the battle and it still has its attack that it had before in the shop, this is pretty decent, I think. And also, the first hit will always hit for max attack, right? So if you have this be like you go into the battle as a 3/7, it'll first hit for 3, then it'll gain garlic and start hitting for 1. I don't know that this is that good, honestly. This seems pretty bad. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you do with this. I mean, I don't know, dude. This is when would you use this? I guess if you use a lollipop, swap its stats, it would be. I don't know. But then at that point, why are you using it even? I guess it won't get hurt and hit for. I don't know. It's just gimmicky and strange. Axolotl 1/1 tier 1, terrible stats by the way. 1/1 is not good. On knockout, gain 1 health. Oh, okay. Oh, this needs to be like a 2/1. This needs to be like a 2/1 or something, because that 1/1 it's a little too weak. But I guess maybe they're being more conservative with their balance now. That, I mean, we've seen expansion pack 2, right? There's like they're reeling everything back, but I think it's better to kind of just go crazy, you know? So on knockout, gain 1 health, 2 health. Okay, so this is just a mini hippo, early game hippo that has terrible stats, but it does gain more health as it goes. Honestly, you could pair this with like you pair this with like a bluebird. You give it a couple apples. It's maybe like a 6/3, and at that point you start to feel pretty good about it. I think. I mean. Unfortunately, it would take a while for it to reach that level, for it to just start surviving hits, but I don't know, dude. It seems it could have some play, especially, dude, if you use this early game with an otter, I feel like it could pop off. Okay, so that was the first image. Let's go on to the second one. Here we go. Squid, 1/5 tier 2. On hurt, give the pet a head ink. Works one time per turn. So it's a very tanky unit, and when it's hurt, it gives the pet a head ink. Once again, this is one of the few things that I knew. Past this, I'm not sure what the other effects do because I stopped looking at them, but I did ask about ink. And ink is, first of all, it replaces equipment, which is really good. But ink is supposed to be, it's like a reverse fortune cookie. It makes it so that there's a 50% chance that the unit ahead will actually do 50% less damage. Or sorry, well, yes, there's a 50% chance that the unit will do half damage is what I mean. That's the same thing I just said. So, I don't know, dude. This actually seems pretty decent. I mean, replacing equipment, like, what could this do? It depends on when it goes off, right? Oh, you know what? If this, you know what this is? This is anti-ox, I think. In a way that, well, maybe not really though. I don't know. if it gets hurt by something that's in front, so people will put like crickets in front of oxes, right? So what you do is you take damage from that, and then you not weaken, you ink the ox, and that way you remove the melon armor, and then you can hit it for full damage. And if it does end up doing 50% less damage with ink, then you end up, you might be able to best it. I don't know. This seems decent, actually. This does not seem that bad. Anything that replaces the equipment is decent. Mini slime. 2-2. Little baby slime. Before attack, push the pet in the second space to the front. Before attack, push the pet. So this is shenanigans. This is shenanigans. You use this when you don't necessarily want to play SAP, but you still want to play SAP, when you want to just have fun. You send in the mini slime. This is ridiculous. I don't know if this is that good. It could pair decently with iguana. And maybe the toad. I think they nerfed the toad, though. I don't think it activates when it pushes things. So I don't know what we'll do with the mini slime here, but I mean, it's fairly weak. It's a 2-2. I don't know, but it's funny at least. I could see myself running this just because it's funny. Vex 5-1. A 5-1. Ugh. Mosquitoes, hello? Okay, level 1. Before attack, set health to 1 and copy 50% of the enemy ahead's attack. Wow. So that is before attack, right? So my mosquito comment doesn't necessarily apply, because once you send it into battle, it will still retain its attack. It's only when it attacks that it actually ends up losing its HP. So it would actually survive a mosquito hit, probably, if you have like 3-4 HP. Maybe using like a cucumber or something. This is a great cucumber target, actually. And then you copy 50%, 100, and 150% of the enemy ahead's attack. That seems crazy. This is like an anti-scaling unit, dude. If you have like a 10 attack fish and you send this in, this just becomes, with no investment whatsoever, it becomes a 10-1, which again, mosquitoes are a problem, but 10-1 is still okay. It kind of reminds me of, it's like a scorpion almost. It's very interesting. It's worse than a scorpion, of course, but early on in the game, this is, if people, you know what this counts, people who run otter, the otter fish builds, this is really good against that. Guardian, 3-3, tier 2. Those are okay stats. End turn, give the lowest attack pet +1 attack, +2, +3. It's an early game attack scaling unit. It only works on one pet, and it does increase by 1, by 2. This is not that bad at all. Unfortunately, it is kind of... You know what? No, actually, this is not that good. I just realized. It's good for scaling early on, but you would want to get rid of it because it's just going to keep buffing your lowest attack pet, which isn't always what you want to do, right? Like, if you buy... I know that Turtle is a tier 3, but if you buy the Guardian and you just slap it at the back because you want buffs, it's now going to start buffing your Turtle, and that's not something you necessarily want, because the Turtle is probably going to get pilled at some point. It would work in micro builds because you do want to buff the Turtle there, but I don't know. It's fine. I could see it. It has decent stats, and it does provide a buff every turn. It's early game. It's fine. Oh, wow. Those are big numbers. Villager, 1-3, tier 3. Level 1, start of turn. If this was not hurt last turn, give the pet a head +2/+2. Holy shit. Okay, so... Hold up. Let me look at the giraffe. Giraffe is tier 3, yeah? Giraffe is tier 3. And hold up. +4, +4, +6, +6. This is insane scaling for early game. But this is if the villager does not get hit whatsoever. And with units like the mini slime in here, and mosquitoes and all that, I don't know that this is actually going to get that much value. Even if you put it at the back, right? If you put this at the back and someone hits a seahorse, someone faints one of your seahorses, if you have a seahorse, this is instantly just kind of worthless. And it's a 1-3, so it doesn't really do much anyway. I don't know, dude. If you can manage to protect it, I mean, hey, if you give this melon armor with a turtle, this would actually be fantastic scaling. But then you have to kind of choose, would I rather put melon armor on this scaling unit, or would I rather put melon armor on my strongest unit that is actually scaling? So, I don't know. We'll see how this goes. This seems very good. You know, because there's a lot of times where you get in matches and the back line is like completely untouched. So, this could work on that kind of team and provide some decent buffs. But then you would have to run... a strong pet behind it. You kind of have to reserve the last like 2 spaces to pick what you want to buff. And then everything else in the front has to do a lot of the heavy lifting. So this is kind of like a win more kind of pet. But I think it's I think it might be fun, a challenge to run for sure. Okay. So the next image. All right, and we're back. Sorry about that. Just had to cut there for a second. I got interrupted. Had a call. My bad. Anyway, we're back. And look at this, by the way. We're being skimped on. What the heck? They have the villager on here as well, the same as the last page. That's not cool. I wanted more content. Anyway, Creeper. 3/3 tier 3. Before attack, deal 100% attack damage to the enemy ahead and itself. So this is a swordfish that is... You get earlier, and also it attacks the unit in front of it. There's some drawbacks to that. It starts weaker as well. It could probably save itself the same way. I think the swordfish can save itself using pepper, right? So I assume this can also save itself in that way. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say about this. The swordfish is kind of a meme, right? Nobody ever actually uses it. So I assume this is going to be the same. But who knows? It might actually be good. It is before attack, so you could potentially use this, for example, to blow the shit out of a turkey. Don't quote me on that one. And then you could take out its little chick if you used pepper, and that's just 1 unit expended. Of course, you could also probably do that just as well with another unit that's just stronger than the rooster, but... Did I say rooster? I don't know. I thought I said chicken. I don't know. You can kill the chick. Anyway. Zombie, 2/4 tier 2. On faint, give 1 friend behind this a random food from a previous or current tier. A previous or current tier. So what does this do? So let's say you get this on... Well, it's a tier 2, so what do you get? On tier 2, well, it depends on really what you're running, but it could give like a peach or a strawberry, bacon maybe. Depends on what you really... A cookie... A cupcake would be pretty nice. That way you guarantee... Well, you don't guarantee it because there's a random chance that you won't get it. And also... But you know, that you could also get a cupcake and it could save your run if you didn't get one in the shop. But also you could actually give it like a broccoli or fried shrimp. And it doesn't really... Well, when it levels up, you give 2 friends behind this a random fruit from a previous or current tier. And then level 3 is give 3 friends behind this a random fruit. Okay, so... Is this good? I don't know. Maybe it has some use cases with if you have like a cat on your team, and you could pill it. I guess you could run this through the early game, and then oh no, I wonder if it can feed your units pills. That's a problem. I guess you could run it with a mantis. How's that? You could run it with a mantis and then but then the mantis isn't gonna get the food because if you put it at the back, it'll kill the zombie and then. Man, this is really tricky to place. I don't know how good this is. I know that I keep saying that, but I have to see it in action. Skeleton 1/2. Friend ahead attacks, deal 1 damage to the enemy in front. So this is like a mini... This is like a mini snake. What the hell does this do that the... Wow, this is bad. A tier 3 1/2 that only does 1 damage to the enemy in front. And that's after the friend ahead attacks. I mean, this could deal with summons or... Man, this is bad. This is bad. The skeleton is just bad. I don't see it. They're gonna have to buff this. I don't know what they would do. Maybe before friend ahead attacks? Is there... I don't know. That's bad. Yeah, the lionfish or whatever it's called in the recent expansion pack can do before friend attack, so I don't understand why. This is bad. But the lionfish is higher tier. I don't know, we'll see. Then we have big slime. Is it really just a bigger version of the... Oh, no, wait. It's a 2/2 tier 3. Level 1 faint. Summon 2 1/1 mini slimes. So... Oh my god, the mini slimes are the ones that start shoving shoving creatures around, right? The animals. It depends on... well, this is the first time that there's been a token that you can actually buy, right? Because you can buy the mini slime, or you can wait till turn 3 and get a big slime. I mean, it's gotta be chaotic, and actually, the big slime might be good in a summon build. I don't know why you would ever run the slime unless you're trying to do... It is before attack. Yeah, the mini slime is before attack, I think, so you could actually do some crazy stuff there with the iguana, but... You could also just buy a big slime and then do the same. But it would take up more of your... You know what? It does... Okay. It does allow for easier positioning. If you don't want to waste the big slime up at the front, you could put a mini slime up at up at the front and not worry about losing capacity, and that way you can organize your team differently. Okay, there's some merit to that. And the last one down under big slime, I actually don't know what that is. I don't recognize it from Minecraft. It says like a moose? A moose. I don't know what it is. It's a 3/3 tier 3 though. If anyone knows what that is, please let me know in the comments, because I have no idea what that is. I've never seen that in Minecraft. But I haven't played it in a little bit. That might be part of the exploration update, which is the one coming out soon, right? I don't know. Anyway, and finally, this is the last image we have, is some of the food. So we have honey block tier 4. Give a pet +6. Tier 4. Give a pet +6 and sticky. This pet cannot be pushed or moved. Oh. This pet cannot be pushed or moved. I've never seen moved. So pushed, it can't be shoved around. That just seems... I wonder if... Okay. So this says +6. So it must have a sort of downside. I'm going to assume that sticky means that you can't reposition it in your team. So kind of like... This is my assumption, by the way. This might not be true. Kind of like, if you put it at the front, right, you really have to commit to having it at the front, because you cannot move it back. Or even sell it. I wonder if you can sell it. You know what? That's an interesting idea. Give a pet +6 and sticky. So if you have like a blowfish that you know you're not going to move from your team, you could put it at the very front and give it a honey block. Well, if you want it to be at the front. But then you cannot get rid of it. I wonder if you could like replace the equipment and then actually move it and sell it, because that's an interesting upside. You do get +6, but you cannot get rid of it and you cannot reposition it. That's interesting. That's crazy. I don't know how balanced that is, but because there's some units that you just don't move, right? So I don't know. Potion of Decay. There's a paragraph here. Potion of Decay. Give a pet Wither. This pet takes 20% of its health and damage every time another pet attacks. Okay. Self-hurt. The damage taken is multiplied by the amount of friendly pets with Wither. Oh, I see. So you would put this on like a blowfish, right? The blowfish is at the back, and you give it Wither, and it'll hurt itself for 20% of its health, which, you know, if it has like 5 HP, that would be 1. I don't know what happens if it has less than that. I don't know how this would work. I guess it rounds up. Anyway, this pet, yeah, okay, so it would take 1 damage, and then it would just fire something off. The damage taken is multiplied by the amount of friendly pets with Wither. So if you have 2 pets with Wither, then they would both take damage, but it would be 40%, right? So then they'd only be able to take damage twice, because then that would be 80 and then it would just die. So this is the kind of equipment that you only want on one pet at most. You know, you could do 2, but it doesn't seem too good. And then if you have 3, it would do 80%, and if you have 4 at that point, well, it depends on how it. Yeah, it would be 20 times 3 is actually 60, but I don't know if it multiplies by the percentage or what, but okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, I don't know if it's good, but it's interesting. I mean, you guarantee that your blowfish is gonna die. You could do some interesting stuff with this. This would allow you to run hedgehogs at the back during a hedgehog bomb. In a hedgehog bomb team, you could just run the hedgehogs at the back. That's interesting. Wow. Okay. Chorus fruit. Swap the stats of a pet with a random friend. Okay, so It's like a frog. And it doesn't say a random pet with a random friend or whatever. So I guess you pick the frog. You pick the frog. You pick the pet, and then it just randomly swaps stats with something else. When would you ever use this? I don't know, but it's a way of using the frog while keeping your team intact, but it's way more of a risk. I don't know. It's kind of fun though. I love these like risky RNG foods. I love that. Okay, suspicious stew, tier 4. Randomly decrease or increase a pet's attack and health from a range of 1 through 6. Wow, so if you use this, there's a chance that you could get +6 attack, +6 health, but there's a chance that you could get like -2 attack, +4 health. Wow, very, very risky. I love the risky foods, but I don't know if I would ever take this. It's kind of scares me a little bit. But it's fun. Oh man, this would suck. Imagine you have, oh my god, imagine you have a fox on your team and it goes and eats the suspicious stew. Or imagine this mixed with a cat on your team. Like, what would you... Wow, if you have a cat, this would give you there's a chance that it'll give you +12. That's crazy. I like this. I really like this. Glow berries, tier 4. Wow, that's one of the new items in Minecraft, actually. Give a pet glowing. So many status effects in this one. Glowing. This pet cannot be targeted by random abilities or effects. Okay. So it says random. So you would put this on like a turkey, right? And then you guarantee that it's not going to get hit. Well, it would probably still get hit by a dolphin, because dolphin isn't random. But it would avoid being hit by like a bat's weaken, or a mosquito, or a blowfish even? That's kind of crazy. Yeah, I really like that. Wow, you could force like an infinite blowfish battle. Oh wait, no you couldn't, because they couldn't get hit by the okay. No, I don't know. Interesting food. I don't know how good it is, but that's pretty cool. And then we have golden apple at tier 5, which we cannot read because this is all I was sent. So there you go. That was an overview of at least all the information that I have right now for the Minecraft crossover and Super Auto Pets. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy the content, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Happy April Fool's Day. Bye-bye.